What's up guys, Weasel Hawani here, and we have some breaking news. It can be good news or bad news, depending how you really look at it. Yoel Romero has parted ways with the UFC, shockingly, like out of nowhere. This was reported by Ariel Hawani. Romero's manager, Malki Kawa, actually confirmed that he's no longer contracted, and according to sources, Romero had 3 fights left on his deal. Now, if you remember, he was scheduled to fight Uriah Hall on August 22nd, but for some reason, it was for undisclosed reasons, he pulled out of the fight, and that probably has something to do with this. We still don't know exactly what happened. Nothing has really been clarified as to whether he wanted to leave or the organization wanted to release him. Nobody really knows why this happened and what is going to happen, but according to Malki Kawa, he is already in talks with other promotions, and rightfully so. Everybody wants Yoel Romero now. All the promoters definitely just woke out of bed, and they're all going to be fighting for him. As soon as other promotions got word that Yoel Romero was out of the UFC, they are all going to throw money at this guy. Yoel Romero is probably going to be one of, if not the highest paid free agent MMA fighters in history. Everybody is going to want him across the entire world. It's one of the biggest releases in MMA history. Back in the day, another guy in this situation was kind of like Fedor Emelianenko, probably at a larger scale than Romero's release, where everybody wanted him, everybody was throwing money at him. Romero's the next guy. Even though he is 43 years old, I don't find it crazy that he would probably beat every middleweight on the planet outside of the UFC. And not only that, Yoel Romero can beat any middleweight even in the UFC. From the number 15 fighter to the champion, Romero is competitive and can beat any of them. That is how crazy this situation is. And I'm very happy for Romero. If this is what he wanted, and the fact that he's going to get paid like crazy because of this, if we talk about Bellator for an example, I believe he beats everybody in Bellator, everybody won championship, everybody in the PFL, doesn't really matter where he goes. I think he's going to be the next, not only 1 division champion, he might even be a 2 to 3 division champion in any other organization. And that's not even a joke. He could probably go up to light heavyweight, beat anybody there in any other division, go up to heavyweight and beat anybody there in any organization. And I feel a little bad for Uriah Hall because he was scheduled to fight Romero, and possibly because of Hall's win over Anderson Silva, they would have probably rebooked Romero versus Hall, and that would have been a big opportunity for Hall. But we probably know why. This is why Uriah fought Anderson Silva and is now put up against Chris Weidman. 2 guys that are much lower on the rankings than the multiple-time title challenger Yoel Romero. And in other news, Ovince St. Preux has missed weight for the first time in his professional MMA career. He missed weight by 1.5 pounds on the given limit, came in at 207.5, and that is a terrible sign coming into his fight with Jamahal Hill, because if you get that close to the weight class, it means it was a pretty bad weight cut, and that is not good for his fight. And then TJ Dillashaw slithered out of the grass, I'm just joking, to talk about what's next for his future, and he says that he deserves the next title shot at 135 pounds.
That is my belt, so I want to come back. I want that title fight. I know Aljamain Sterling and Jan are fighting, which is deserved. Sterling's been looking good. He's dominant. Get that fight out of the way, and then I want the winner. I mean, even when Cejudo came in and won, he beat Moraes, and shoot, Moraes was no champion. He beat a guy who wasn't a champion to get the bantamweight belt. He's got the cardio of a French bulldog. All he had to do was outlast him for a round, and he's able to beat him, and so he beat him, and then he beat Cruz coming off the couch and ready to retire, and now he wants to be a champion. He leaves, and now Peter Yan beats a guy that's 0-2. To be honest, man, the weight class is up. It's ready for me to come back. I really like Corey Sandhagen too. He's just a good dude. But look, man, I'm looking to get that title fight. If I have to fight someone else, and it better be in the top 5, I don't mind Corey Sandhagen. It would suck to have to beat him. I do like the guy, but it crushed his dreams.
It's pretty interesting what he's saying, and it's his way to probably build up some future fights for himself. Now, does it mean that he's not going to get a title shot? He probably will. He did not lose his bantamweight belt before the whole USADA violation, but a lot of people are chiming for him to fight Corey Sandhagen on his return. The winner gets a title shot. That makes the most sense because he's going to be back by January 19, 2021. Corey Sandhagen is the guy that's set to be next in line. So if he wants to jump into that title shot, I think the best way to solve all this is him to fight Sandhagen. Not only does it make sense ranking wise, it will depict who is the next title challenger, but it's a fantastic matchup. Quite similar styles, a lot of things they do similarly, and there is word that Corey Sandhagen used to give TJ Dillashaw a bit of trouble in training, right? And that creates a little bit of a story there. It's a bit of the new versus the old, and it would really test where TJ Dillashaw stands in the bantamweight division before getting that title shot. I can see them giving him the immediate shot, but I think a lot of the fans would like to see him fight the number 1 contender for a title elimination bout. I think that's best for everybody involved. And then finally, Nick Diaz is essentially 100% ready to return. And that is according to his manager, Kevin Mubenga. Now, I can already see everybody rolling their eyes and saying, oh, again? You know, Nick Diaz was supposed to return like 50 times since he last fought Anderson Silva back in 2013. But it does seem, according to his manager, that he has everything out of the way. The only thing in front of Nick now is just a fight. Apparently, he's been training for 4 months straight, although he took a break for the last month, and they're saying he's in very good shape and very motivated to fight again. That is pretty good news. I always think that he should return against Robbie Lawler. I think that's a good return fight for him. It has a story to it, very complementary styles. For Nick's return, you're not going to give him a wrestler, you're going to give him someone probably that complements his style. It makes it for a very entertaining fight. That has always been the return fight for Nick Diaz, and probably still is, considering that he hasn't fought in the UFC for what will be like 8 years. And that is it for the news, guys. Weasel Helwani out.